Valencia. I hadn't planned on coming here. This is the third largest city in Spain, population close to 800,000. However, because I was flying to Slovenia, this has a fairly large airport, and so that was the reason why I ended up in Valencia. So I didn't really plan on coming here, but what a treat it was to discover this. I would call it really a great city. This is City Hall. We're going to take a walk in this building. This would have been built 1800s. Look at this structure. This is a beautiful architectural piece of work. Inside of the building, they've got a few rooms that are dedicated to some of the history of Spain. I think getting into the buildings, and I think even the dioramas, the historical dioramas, were also free. So when you walk out, you're going to be greeted with this wide open plaza, which I found a lot. There's a lot of pedestrian areas to walk around. You don't feel dangerous because of cars whizzing in and out. Plaza de la Reina, the Plaza of the Queen. So this would have been about 13th century. Now some of these structures took 200 years to build, and this would have been occupied, I think, from 714 up to close to the 13th century by Moors. And at 1238 AD were conquered by the Christian king of Aragon. So basilica and a cathedral, basilica, that pink kind of building, that would be a building of religious significance, of historic religious significance, whereas a cathedral would be the home church of the bishop or the archbishop. And both of these buildings, about 200 years to complete, so they would have started during the Gothic style, gone through a Romanesque and a neoclassic. Lovely church. So I'm a nut for fresh produce, more specific, fresh fruit and vegetables. And so what you're going to notice, this building about 1920 or 1919 was built, and lots of room. So this would be a marketplace that you would want to come and do your own shopping because it feels very relaxed. Lots of room. I don't remember the time of the day that I came, but we can see that it's not overdone with tourists and with people. Unlike Barcelona, where it was almost shoulder to shoulder people, this looks like a place that you would want to come and pick up your produce. Now, if you see a place and advertise fresh juice, be careful, because what they do is they take some pieces of fruit, throw it in a blender, throw some water in there, mix it up, and have some sugar in it, and then that's your fresh juice. So it's not what we would expect, where you actually take real fruit and put it through a juicer, and then you've got pure 100% juice. Now, if you are a Spanish buff and you can learn the names of all of these products, that would be a tremendous language feather in your cap. It's almost like reading a menu. If you can read a menu, all of the menu in Spanish, that is a tribute to your ability to pick up a language. You know, very clean, very varied. Renaissance time churches. So the entrance to the marketplace, the central market, is that building on the right-hand side with the arches. I exited through another part. It's a very walkable city. This would be a city that I could see myself living in. So San Nicolas Iglesia doesn't look much from the outside, and it truly hides the treasure trove inside of the church. Now, they refer to this as their version of the Sistine Chapels. However, I've been to the Sistine Chapel and it doesn't quite compare. Nice try. It is slightly on the garish side, but even then, it's without a doubt, it's worth a visit, and it is a bit of a lot of eye candy to absorb, if you will. Now, this church was built on a mosque, and I believe there's still a portion of the mosque that was incorporated into the church. I think one of the entryways were. Now, notice that circular window with, it's almost like the Star of David in it. I did wonder if, even on the cathedral, I noticed a similar Star of David, whether that's intentional. We do know that Spain had a fairly large Jewish population, and after the Reconquest, they were forced to leave. So who knows if some of the wealthier had influence within the culture still, even after most of them were vanquished. So in the Roman times, this would have been a walled city. I mean, Romans were here in 238 BC. So a very, very long time ago. And also Valencia is on the ocean, on the Mediterranean. Now this is their science fair structures. I didn't get to see it, and I'm definitely including it here so that you don't make that mistake and you take the time to go and see it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.